Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Light back with my YouTube video, and in today's video we're gonna be doing uh kind of a let's talk basically about Titan season 3. So recently they dropped a trailer for the season 3 which is actually supposed to come out, and I think now it's less than a month. So it's coming out fairly soon on HBO Max. So they released a trailer. We've also gotten teaser trailers of it and stuff like that too, and we've gotten like suit reveals and everything, character reveals. But this has been the full fledged trailer, and I gotta say, it looks pretty sick. Now, I've seen season 1 and 2. I think it's Titans to me is a fairly decent show. It's not the best, it's not the worst, but I mean, it definitely has some potential, and I hope they bring out some of that potential in season 3. I know a lot of people don't really like the show, and a lot of people like the show a lot. I'm fairly in the middle towards more of liking it. That's my stance on it. But yeah. Anyways, let's just do a quick recap of the trailer. I definitely thought there were some definitely interesting moments. We saw our first look at Red Hood, which was pretty cool. We saw Blackfire was in it, which is interesting. Starfire's sister. We saw Dick Grayson in basically the woods when he was a little child because Bruce put him let him out there, and I presume left him out there. We saw Jason getting killed. We saw also our first look at Tim Drake. We haven't seen what he's going to suit up like Robin, what he looks like when he suited up as Robin, but I mean, we saw Tim Drake at least, which is pretty interesting. We saw some fight scenes from Starfire, Beast Boy. We saw Raven. Uh, we saw the original cast coming back, which is pretty cool. I even saw a snippet of Donna Troy, so I'm interested to see what that goes on because, spoiler alert, for season 2, she died in it, so I'm very curious to see what happens in this. We also saw our first look at Barbara Gordon and also Scarecrow, which is supposed to be he's supposed to be in the show as well. So yeah, and we saw the original cast like Bruce Wayne and stuff like that, which is pretty interesting. Now, quickly, let's just discuss my thoughts. So, as we know, in season 3, the main villain's supposed to be Blackfire, and it's supposed to be a whole thing. And we know the first couple episodes. I can't remember the exact name. I remember the episode titled Red Hood. So I'm expecting maybe for Red Hood to be the villain. I say that in quotation marks on purpose because in reality he's not really the villain. I mean, he's a rogue. He's kind of rogue a little bit. So I mean, I understand they're probably gonna see him as a villain, and I have a feeling Dick Grayson and him are gonna fight, and he's gonna like punch his helmet off, and he's gonna see Jason there, and that's gonna probably gonna go down. That's what I'm thinking. Uh, my honest guess is I'm thinking that maybe episode 1 we see Jason die. That's what I'm thinking. Uh, we see Jason die, and then probably we see like some of the aftermath of what happened in season 2, and we see the whole Titans, and I guess they'll probably go to Gotham, and I think maybe Dick Grayson will go off on his own for a bit, see what's going on with everything, and I'm thinking maybe Bruce Wayne will definitely tie into it, which I'll explain in 2 seconds. I think we're going to see a bit of flashbacks for a few of the characters. We could also see that Barbara Gordon's already in a wheelchair, so I'm suspecting that what had happened in the Killing Joke comic happened to her in Titans, so that might happen. As we know, Bruce Wayne's pretty old in this show, so I mean, I'm expecting stuff to be passed on and stuff like that. We also saw Scarecrows in Arkham Asylum, so that's another thing as well. We also saw in the trailer, as pertaining to Batman, we saw Bruce was like, be better, be the better Batman, basically. And I think that's trying to say something because I'm taking a guess that that this season might draw some inspiration in terms of Batman and Robin from the Star Batman. I almost said All Star Superman by accident, but All Star Batman. Because if you remember in that the comic, we saw that Dick Grayson was trapped in a cave. Batman pretty much trapped him in there, and he had to eat like rats and stuff to stay alive. So I'm kind of expecting that, but they play the common twist of changing it instead to a forest now. So I'm expecting they're kind of setting up Batman to be some kind of evil guy. Honestly, that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting maybe Batman to be more of an eviler take. You already kind of get the sense from previous seasons as well. He's kind of like a little bit different than the usual Batman per se. So I'm excited to see that what goes on with that. Uh, and of course Tim Drake. I'm curious to see who like what happens with him. I'm a big fan of Tim Drake from the comics, so I'm very curious to see what goes on with him in the show. Whether he'll be Robin right away, because I believe it's gonna take a little bit before he becomes Robin. They gotta at least wait a little bit, like waiting at least till a little bit after Jason Todd dies, or maybe like Red Hood comes or something. I don't know. That's what I personally think. I just don't want to see it rushed too much. So that's what I think. Uh, of course, I'm thinking that there might be like a few Gotham themed episodes, which definitely could be interesting as well with the whole Scarecrow thing. I'm not too sure if Scarecrow's gonna be suiting up like as the actual Scarecrow and like fighting them or something. I'm curious to see if that might happen. Uh, I'm fully expecting, like, for example, the episode titled Red Hood to maybe showcase a little bit of Red Hood backstory. I hope so. In the similar sense to the, like, for example, in the other seasons, they would have an episode centered around the old Titans, for example. So that would be interesting. I hope they do that kind of. Maybe even for Barbara Gordon. Maybe she was Batgirl before or something. So that's interesting as well. Uh, the other thing we saw was again Blackfire is supposed to be the villain, and we saw a few things from the trailer. All the previous Titans are coming back, which is pretty interesting. I'm pretty hyped up because also the fight scenes look pretty cool too. I must say that I really like the way the fight scenes are looking, so I'm pretty excited to see that. Uh, in terms of just the sense of do I think Red Hood's gonna join up with the Titans? Honestly, I have no clue. Uh, I just honestly I have no clue because maybe perhaps he still thinks they're villainous. Maybe he is really the villain for part of the series, and he ends up getting locked up in jail or something. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Uh, yeah. Anyways, in terms of my excitement factor, I definitely gotta say it's 8 out of 10. Actually, a 9 out of 10. I'm very hyped to see what goes on. Oh, well, one final thing too is I'm very curious to see what happens with that Bruce Wayne storyline, because if indeed fact Batman is the villain, which actually could be foreshadowed because remember in one of the visions, Batman was evil and he was just beating up the GCPD and everything. So I'm thinking, I really, I mean, I kind of hope that they keep Nightwing on for a little bit longer. I mean, we just got Nightwing. I mean, we just got Dick Grayson as Nightwing, and I kind of wanted a bit longer. But like, I mean, if he has to suit up as Batman, I guess it's all right. But anyways, as I just said, my excitement factor. Of course, Titans comes out August 12th, and I'm pretty sure it releases weekly on HBO Max. I don't think I'll be having any reviews of Titans for at least a little bit. I might wait till it airs fully. But anyways, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace.